Spit the gum out, man.
You chewing gum?
Your attitude toward me right now, Mr. Alexander, it really, really sucks. You have an air of arrogance on you. Sorry?
That's anxiety. He's standing in the courtroom. He's standing in the courtroom for the first time. Don't take his demeanor as disrespect. He is anxious. He's been anxious all morning and he doesn't really know what to say. So he's uncomfortable talking to me, asking me to answer something.
I want you to answer.
This smug, entitled Brat is in court today facing a terroristic threat charge, and from the second he walks in, you can already tell he's not taking this whole thing seriously. His body language screams arrogance. His face is set in that I don't care smirk, and he acts like this is just some minor inconvenience instead of a charge that could change his entire life. What really blew my mind, though, is that when Judge Fletcher tried to speak with him, this guy literally flat out refused to even answer basic questions. Like, imagine standing in front of a judge who controls your freedom and just deciding, nah, I'm not gonna talk. That's not confidence, that's stupidity on a whole new level. And as if that wasn't bad enough, right there in the front row is his mom, and of course, she's just as entitled as he is. Instead of pulling him aside and saying, hey, you need to respect the court and fix your attitude, she's sitting there defending him, nodding along, and basically enabling every single bad choice he's making. It's honestly painful to watch because it feels like you're seeing exactly why he turned out like this. Parents are supposed to guide their kids away from this kind of nonsense, not double down on it. And hey, her presence didn't make him calmer or smarter. It just made him cockier, like he thought her support was a shield against consequences. But the biggest curveball in all of this was Judge Fletcher's response. Most judges would have gone off on him instantly. Contempt charges, harsher bond, something to wake him up. Instead, Fletcher took a step back and handled it in a way I honestly didn't see coming. I won't spoil the exact ruling, but let's just say it was one of those decisions that makes you stop and think about the bigger picture. Like, is it better to slam him with punishment now, or give him just enough rope to hang himself later? Either way, this case is the perfect example of how entitlement plus bad parenting equals disaster in a courtroom. So, what do you guys think? Did Judge Fletcher play it smart by taking a different approach? Or should he have gone harder the second Brat showed that disrespect?
This smug, entitled Brat is in court today facing a terroristic threat charge, and from the second he walks in, you can just tell he's not taking this seriously. I mean, this dude literally flat out refuses to even talk to the judge here, and of course, he's got his equally entitled mom right there backing him up instead of holding him accountable. The way she enables him in this one is honestly just as bad as his attitude, but Judge Fletcher's response to all of this actually shocked me too. I really did not expect the ruling he gave at the end here. Let me know in the comments what you think about how the judge handled this one while we watch. Let's dive in.
So you're charged with terroristic threat. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you.
Okay. 2024, officers were dispatched to 11910 Chetman Drive in Harris County, Texas. The complainant, the mother of the defendant, told the officers that her 11-year-old son, the second complainant, was riding his bike down the street when he passed the defendant. Complainant 2 and the defendant know each other. When they passed, the defendant began insulting the son, and the defendant pulled what appeared to be a tan handgun from his waistband and pointed it at the second complainant while making remarks about shooting him. After the second complainant told his family about what happened, they went to look for the defendant and confronted him. The defendant reached into his waistband again, but the complainant's family was able to wrestle the gun away, which turned out to be a BB gun. The officers noted that the BB gun appeared to be very similar to a real gun in appearance.
Alexander, are you here with anyone today?
Sure.
Who are you here with?
My mom.
Go grab her, please. Go grab your mom.
Your mom?
Yeah.
Come on up.
Come on up, Mom.
Good morning.
Hi. Thank you so much for coming.
No problem.
Did you hear everything that happened?
Some of it, I couldn't hear all of it.
Let's hear it again. Okay, do you mind, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thanks.
On September 23rd, officers were dispatched to 11910 Chetman Drive in Harris County, Texas. The complainant, the mother of the 13-year-old boy, told the officers that her son was riding down the street riding his bike when the son passed the defendant. The complainant and the defendant know each other, and when they passed, the defendant began insulting the son, and the defendant pulled what appeared to be a tan handgun from his waistband and pointed it at the complainant while making remarks about shooting him. After the complainant told his family about what happened, they went to look for the defendant and confronted him. The defendant reached into the waistband again, but the complainant's family was able to wrestle away the gun, which turned out to be a BB gun. The officers noted the BB gun appeared to be very similar to a real gun in appearance.
Lucky he's not charged with aggravated assault. You know, they could charge you with a very serious offense where you're looking at serious time in prison. You're lucky they didn't, Mr. Alexander. How old are you, sir? You're 18. What do you do with yourself these days? Spit the gum out, man.
You chewing gum?
Your attitude toward me right now, Mr. Alexander, it really, really sucks. You have an air of arrogance on you. Either that or... Has he been with you all morning?
I'm sorry?
Has he been with you all morning?
Yes, yes.
If I drug test you right now, what's going to show up, Mr. Alexander? What's going to show up? I'm sending him for a drug and alcohol test right now. I'd like to know what, if anything, is in his system. We have to... I don't even know what to say, but all I know...
I mean, you brought me up here, so do I have permission to speak?
Absolutely.
Okay, so respectfully, I would submit that these are the alleged charges. There is extenuating circumstances, and the report from the complainant is actually not accurate. That family has actually made verbal and written threats to my son, and we have proof of that. So while I understand that these sound quite egregious, it is not the whole story.
Yeah, she's technically right that it's just allegations right now. But come on. You don't need to see the entire case file to recognize what's sitting in front of you. This kid is smug, arrogant, and completely unparented, and it shows in every little thing he does. If I were the judge here, I wouldn't believe a single word coming out of this mom's mouth, because it's crystal clear she's been making excuses for him his entire life. She's not surprised. She's not upset. She's not even remotely shaken. She's just sitting there staring at the judge like she's done this dance before, like it's just routine. And that, to me, is almost scarier than the kid's attitude. You can practically feel the cycle. Son messes up, mom steps in with his just a kid, and the pattern repeats. Meanwhile, this woman hasn't batted an eye, hasn't shown 1 ounce of accountability, and certainly hasn't looked her kid in the face and said, "You're wrong." That's parenting 101, and she failed the course a long time ago. Maybe if she told him to stop hanging around troublemakers, to keep his hands to himself, and to walk away instead of pointing a BB gun at another kid, he wouldn't even be in this mess right now. But no, instead she's clearly gearing up to give the same tide as a good kid. He wouldn't hurt anyone's speech you can see coming from a mile away, and the kid? He strolls in like it's a field trip instead of a court hearing. Chewing gum, slouched posture, eyes darting around like he's bored. Every single move he makes feels like he's daring the courtroom to lock him up, like he wants to see how far he can push before someone finally calls his bluff. That's not just arrogance. That's total disrespect for the process and everyone in it. And here's the kicker. This is exactly the kind of attitude that turns a minor case into a full-blown criminal record. Judges aren't blind. They see the smike, they see the gum, they see the entitlement, and it all adds up to one conclusion. This kid doesn't get it. You can't teach humility if the family refuses to even admit there's a problem. And in this case, mom and son both act like the world owes them a pass. So the real question is, do you guys think this is just bad parenting at its peak? Or is there something deeper going on here with this kid?
Understand. And I know that there's always two sides to a story. I get it. And you will have the opportunity. But within the first 5 minutes that I've met him, his behavior towards me, his demeanor, the way he looks, just...
That's anxiety. He's standing in a courtroom. He's standing in the courtroom for the first time. And he doesn't have his attorney. He doesn't have an attorney yet. And this is a process that's foreign to him. So what I would, implore from you is don't take his demeanor as disrespect. It is, he is anxious. He's been anxious all morning. He has been with me all morning, and he doesn't really know what to say. So I understand that you're getting a first impression from him, but he is still a very young adult, and this is his first experience in a courtroom.
Right. I agree with you. Mr. Alexander, what you need to understand is that you're 18. You've got this bag of money on your neck, and this life is but a very, very short. Look at me. Look at me. This life is a very short one, and it can be a very happy life, or it can be a rotten, miserable existence of a life. What you do now will dictate the next 40 to 50 years of your life. You work hard now at 18 to 20 to 30 to maybe 40, so that you're not working like a dog when you're 70 to 80, and you can actually have a life and retire. This, by picking up criminal cases at 18, you're moving backwards. How far did you even make it in high school?
He's uncomfortable talking to me, asking me to answer something.
I want you to answer. I want to get to know you, Mr. Alexander. I want to know what's sorry?
Said 11th grade, Your
He said
Honor.
11th grade.
You need an education, Mr. Alexander. If you're going to do anything in this life, you need an education.
I got my education.
I want to do everything I can to help you out. Okay? I really do. If he's smoking weed, it stops today. Okay? I'm going to drug test him right now because I want to know what, if anything, is in his system. If he tests positive, then I'm going to test him again in 40 days, give or take. The marijuana stops now. And I want him to get back in school. He either needs to be in school full-time or get a full-time job so that he's not running in the streets. Mr. Alexander, I am also making it a condition of your bond that you're not allowed to have any kind of weapons whatsoever for any reason. I can give you a lawyer to try to help you out as much as I can, and I will waive all your fees so you won't be responsible for any cost for anything.
Thank you.
All I want is him to be as productive and as good of a person as he can be. And starting out with criminal cases at 18 and to where he can't even talk to me, we need to change that.
If I just make a comment about the bond conditions.
Sure, of course.
I've done I called the complainant's mother in this case a few days ago and kind of spoke to her about what happened. And I learned that there is a history between this family and the defendant. Back in the summer, this defendant stole a gun out of the complainant's house. He asked to enter the house under the guise that his mother had kicked him out, went into one of the complainant's uncle's bedrooms and stole a gun. He FaceTimed the complainant's uncle a few days later, flashing the gun, telling them that he was going to come hit up the house while flashing the gun at him. They used to walk to the same bus stop. They used to come out of the same bus stop, the complainant and this defendant. The complainant is terrified of the defendant. We've asked for no contact. We've also asked for GPS monitoring because of that. They don't attend the same school, but they were stopping at the same bus stop. Now the complainant asks that his uncle walks into the school bus every day because he is so scared of the defendant. And as I think is mentioned in the PC statement, the complainant in this case is 13 years old.
This case is just flat out infuriating. And honestly, it's not even entirely because of the charge itself, though that's bad enough. It's the attitude that makes it unbearable. This might just be the smuggiest, most arrogant kid I've ever seen in a courtroom. He walks in with this fake tough guy vibe, trying to act like he's above it all, but anyone watching can see it's paper-thin bravado. It's the kind of mask insecure kids put on when they've never actually had to deal with consequences. And instead of shutting it down, his mom sits right there next to him, nodding along and enabling every single bit of his nonsense that a real parent would stop babying him for 5 minutes and force him to face reality. If your kid's in front of a judge for terroristic threats, The last thing you should be doing is shielding him from accountability. Yet here she is, acting like the judge is the problem instead of her son. And that's the biggest issue. He's not learning that his actions have weight because she's been smoothing everything over his whole life. At first, I'll admit, I wasn't ready to rip into the kid. I thought maybe he was just shy, maybe a little nervous, maybe even just caught in the wrong situation. I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, but then the details drop. The complainant is literally 13 years old. 13. This isn't some equal fight between two kids in high school. This is him targeting somebody younger and weaker. And that makes it pathetic, plain and simple. It instantly flipped the way I looked at this. And to make it worse, his demeanor in court didn't change a bit. No shame, no humility, no trace of I messed up. Just smugness. As if being in front of a judge is a joke. That's why Judge Fletcher's handling of it honestly rubbed me the wrong way. To me, he went way too easy here. This was a golden opportunity to shock the arrogance out of this kid. To make him sit up straight and realize, this is serious. My life can change today. Instead, the judge let it slide a little too soft, and I think that's dangerous. It's not even about being harsh for the sake of it. It's about nipping this kind of behavior in the bud before it escalates into something far worse later on. Because let's be real, if this isn't a wake-up call, then what is? So, I'll put the question to you guys. Do you think Judge Fletcher should have laid down something stronger to make sure this kid finally learns, or was he right to hold back and show restraint?
Was there a police report filed for that incident?
There was. I have the incident number.
For that one you're referring to about the gun?
Yes, where the gun was stolen.
What happened? They didn't follow it up. They didn't call the police. They didn't, theft of a firearm is a very serious felony.
According to the complainant's mother, they filed a report. She provided me with an incident number.
How long ago was this?
This was she said July. It was in July. I can attempt to follow up with the responding agency. I'm not sure if it was the sheriff's office or not, but I mean, either way, there is like a history between these two families. And the complainant and his mother are both in fear of the defendant.
So, Mr. Alexander,
I would again submit that this family lives around the corner from us. We have never been approached. He lives at home with me. In July, we actually were in Panama for his 18th birthday. We weren't even home. There was never a time he was kicked out of my house.
were you out in Panama the entire month?
We were out in Panama from July 10th until the beginning of August, yes.
Well,
So,
that's not the entire month.
well, most of the month, excuse me. And in addition to that, no one has come to investigate anything at my house.
Okay, so, Mr. Alexander, I'm issuing a protective order over this child, this other kid. You're not allowed to have contact with this person or go within 200 feet of where they live or where they work. Do you understand, sir? You're not allowed to be in possession of weapons. You're not allowed to have any kind of threatening or harassing behavior with this child. If they call back and they say that you have harassed them, then I will revoke the bond and I'm going to put you in jail. And I'm going to tell you now, I will not give you any more PR bonds. So all I'm asking you to do is stay away. No one is finding you guilty now. We're just asking that you guys separate and don't have any contact. That's it. I am going to put an ankle monitor so I know that you're not going anywhere near their house. But like I said, I'll cover the cost of anything so it won't cost you guys anything. You must charge this thing on a daily basis, Mr. Alexander. If you don't charge it, the battery goes dead, then we will file a motion to revoke. Not a motion to revoke, but I'll revoke the bond. So as it stands now, what we'll do is I will send you now for a drug test. We're going to have you come back. I want to know what, if anything, is in it. And then I will provide you between now and then a lawyer and we'll go from there. Do you have any other questions, ma'am?
That family is in possession of my bicycle, not his, it's mine. They actually stole that from him. I would like my bike back.
There's proper channels to do it. I don't know how, but as it stands now, he can't go over there, can't have any contact with them
That's fine.
whatsoever. And I would venture to guess that if you go over there as well, it's probably going to be even more bad blood. So
No, I don't have any.
perhaps you can find someone else, like another intermediary that can go over there and try to get a bike back. But at this point, just don't have any contact with them. And when you come back, then we'll have you speak to someone. Okay? All right. I'm going to have you sign Go ahead.
One of them today.
Correct. Yes. Mr. Alexander, I want you to either get a job or get into school full time. But when you have too much time on your hands, you become self-destructive. Your brain craves activity. It needs activity. And when you don't challenge yourself with either school or a job or anything, then bad things are they're just gonna come and happen. You have to occupy your life. You have to do something. Where we're headed now, you're going the opposite way of how you should be doing things. This is not a good way to start at 18. All right, please.
I've got to hear your thoughts on this one in the comments, because I know for a fact I cannot be the only one absolutely fired up watching this play out. My blood is literally boiling right now. I went into this thinking, okay, maybe Judge Flay is going to set the tone and really put this entitled brat in his place. But instead, it felt like he just let him coast through without facing any real pushback. There were so many moments where the whole thing just felt flat out wrong. First off, the kid's flat out refusal to even speak in court. Like, are you kidding me? And the judge just let it roll right past, like it was no big deal. Do you honestly believe this kid is walking around on the streets mute like that? No chance. He's just pulling the I don't have to answer card because he knows he can get away with it. That alone should have earned him a sharp reality check. And then there's his mom. Oh my God. Don't even get me started on her. She was just as smug and entitled as he was, jumping in to defend him instead of stepping up and being a parent. A real parent would have told him to wipe that look off his face, speak respectfully, and accept that he's in serious trouble. But no, she doubles down, making excuses and shielding him, which is exactly why he acts like this in the first place. And let's not forget the actual victim here, a 13-year-old. 13. This isn't some petty squabble between equals. This is harassment of a younger kid. And what's the punishment? An ankle monitor and a stay 200 feet away order. I mean, come on. That's basically a